All right. It looks like we're live. Hello, everybody. I'm trying to get started a little early. I've been dealing with some technical issues. Go figure. That's always my mo, right? So, I just want to check on something right quick and make sure we're actually working. Where you at? Hello. Is this thing on? Is this thing working? If anybody's on here, please say hello so I know who's on. And it says I'm live, but I don't know if you can hear me or not. So, anybody there? Not now. Trying to get to my live thing here so I can verify that it's working. And of course, it's not coming up here. Why? Da, 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 da. I don't know. Can anybody hear me? For some reason, I'm not finding my video in the list. Your videos, live videos, me. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Stu, buddy, can you hear me? That's I'm just trying to verify that people can hear me. So please say you can. That way we can actually get started. Sweet. Thank you, sir. So, for those who for those who don't know, I got to ask, and I haven't checked with him this week, but how's that boat renovation coming along there, buddy? Talking to you, Stuart. See, my buddy, Mr. Stu, who I fish with on a regular basis, decided I wasn't going enough, so he needed his own boat to go out. So, not that he didn't have three already, but that's another story. But so he's been gearing up to do some boat renovations, and I see Mr. Donald Merseals online here too. He's also been gearing up for some boat renovations. I guess it's that time of year, fellas. That's what I figure. But anyway, uh, yeah, we're just getting started here. I figured I'd jump on a little bit early. I was trying to figure out why my camera was acting weird, and it was just something I something I overlooked in my streaming software. So we got that figured out. Want to grab something right here, and I'm just kind of shooting the breeze while we're getting ourselves together here. Let at least a couple people join in, even if that's not just Donald and Stuart. That's all right. But so, how's everybody's evening going? Everybody get their St. Patty's Day. Oh, so you did get it out working on? So Stu bought him a brand new G3 boat, and so he's got to break the motor in. So he's been out putting around, breaking the motor in, and he's got some shopping to do to get some equipment and all of that stuff figured out. And I know Donald's in the process of shopping too, but and hopefully Shelly's not watching this, Donald. So, but anyway. No, we're just hoping everybody went out and got their corned beef and cabbage, or their little Irish jig on, or belly full of Guinness, or whatever it is. So um, it was a decent day for it. Wasn't super hot, wasn't super cold either. A little cool and windy this morning, but not a bad day. Myself, I was feeling a little under the weather, so decided to kind of stay in and work on video stuff this week today. Uh, Went out for a little bit yesterday, and the wind the wind the wind kicked my butt. No sooner than I kind of got where I wanted to go. Wind started blowing, and trolling motor started acting up, and I called it a semi-early day. I did get the trolling motor thing straightened out, but uh, it's good to go there. It's a little bit it's a little bit what do you call it, rigged, if you will. So, but it, basically every time my remote for my trolling motor, every time I put new batteries in it, I thought, oh, that'll fix it. And as soon as you put batteries in, and you kind of move the move the remote around, you hear the batteries flopping around in there because the springs weren't tightened up to hold it in place. So had to kind of do some improvising there to get that where the batteries would sit tight in there, and then had to put a couple screws in it to kind of hold the cover on like it should be. But we're getting there. But tried to do a little scouting yesterday. Just went out to hello. I got a friend that wants to come to the garage. Shall I let him in? All right, hang on. Come on, little friend. Okay. You can come hang out. I hear you. I hear you, brother. I know. There's nothing to do out here. But I'll let you out anyway. All right. So anyway, here he is. Here's my little friend. He's coming to say hello. And I got a little delay on this, so this is Lorenzo. He's our little street cat we stole off the street down in southern Illinois. But don't tell anybody. He's pretty. And he's friendly too, aren't you? Can you go find something else to do, buddy? Come on. All right, let's go. That's enough. That's enough of your cuteness. Go find something to do. All right. So, anyway, well, I didn't hear about the furnace thing, Stu, so you have to fill me in later. But yeah, so yeah, I went and did a little scouting today because I've got a buddy that's coming down. I got a buddy that's coming down next week. I'm gonna have to throw you back in there, huh? There, down. Okay. I got a buddy that's coming down Thursday. And he's fished with me in the past, but I'm gonna have to go dispose of this cat, aren't I? He's coming down on Thursday, so I'm gonna take him out and hang out for a little while, and we're gonna probably go have dinner and good stuff like that. Him and his wife are coming down, so we're just gonna hang out for the next few days and for a few days over the weekend. So that'll be good stuff. But I promised him a fishing trip, so I figured I'd do a little scouting for that, kind of get that, figure something out, and I sure didn't do that. Hopefully I can get get an idea before he shows up. But either way, I can send him home with some fish. I might have a little bit in his freezer back here, so we should be good. But that's kind of what I've been up to. Like I said, I wasn't feeling great today, so I just kind of hung out around the house. Oh, by the way, as we go here too, guys, hello. If you have any questions, make sure you throw them out at me, and be happy to answer what I can or BS my way through it, if nothing else. But that's what we're here for, right? But anyway, let's see. So you may have noticed I've been doing a lot of my most recent content has been, how do you say it, product videos. product install, store videos, stuff like that. And the reason for that is that I am totally out of fishing content, or at least I was until a couple of weeks ago. Uh, hey, asleep at the real fishing. Hey, how you doing, Chris? You know, we were just down your way a couple of weeks ago. We were down at Lake Fork. Uh, the what was it? Fourth, fifth, fourth through the 8th of March, and I was thinking, man, if I had any kind of time, leftover time in my schedule, I should get a hold of Chris and see what he's up to. But yeah, we were kind of on a tight schedule. And I see you had a tournament or something down there that following weekend or something. So hope you did well. I know some guys were saying the fish were shut down after that week. I don't know, but they just weren't going to the right place or something. I don't know, but we had a great time down there. We had a fantastic time, as a matter of fact. But yeah, hope you're doing well, man. I'll try to catch up with you soon. I keep telling you I'm going to catch you at Reelfoot, and never happens. But one of these days, I swear, we're going to catch up with you. We are planning on Lake Fork again next spring, probably first week of March. So you might be hearing from me. Yep, yep, yeah. We were about a week. We were about a week and a half ahead of you, bud. So yeah, but next time we get down that way, we'll definitely be in touch because like to connect with good folks like yourself. But yeah, so like I say, what I've really been doing the last few weeks has been, and guys, if you haven't already, definitely make sure you check out Asleep at the Real TV. Well, Asleep at the Real Fishing on YouTube. He's got a great channel, a lot of Texas stuff, but he travels around, he gets around a little bit, but a lot of Texas lake fishing, a lot of good crappie fishing, and he does some other great stuff too, some veterans wounded warrior stuff. So it's Chris, if you can throw your foundation info in the chat. Yeah. All right. Be good, buddy. But I'll try to grab Chris's foundation info and throw it out there. But I think it's Lone Star Wounded Warriors, something to that effect. So, but he does great work with that stuff, and that's stuff that's kind of after my own heart with the things we do with the AMVETS outdoors and all that. So it's really good stuff. So yeah, be good, buddy. We'll talk soon. But yeah, so like I say, I was totally out of fishing content until just a couple of weeks ago, and had some leftover stuff, not really leftover stuff, but stuff I had filmed that I really hadn't put out yet. So uh, that's kind of what I've been working on the last couple of weeks, and trying to clear the deck on all that. So I've got so I can focus on the fishing stuff. It's a little more intensive work as far as actually putting together a video. The other stuff I've just got small amounts of data for it. With fishing, I've got sometimes 10 to 14 to 16 hours of of footage to go through to make a 5 to 10 minute video. So a little more work on that one, but yeah. So I'm just kind of clearing the deck on that. So I've got a couple more. I've got one that's going to hit later this week, and these are all like products that I'm either using or new products to me. So the Live Scanner deal, and the Live Scanner that I did the install video for, and the new one is another device that I got. It's basically a sunshade or shield for my live scope monitor, and got some content for that. So that's going out later this week. And then I got one more. It's for our Mafia Rods friends, and probably try to kick that out next Sunday, by next Sunday, and then the following week, the following Sunday, we'll be on to some Lake Fork footage. So that's kind of what I've been up to. But like I say, we with the show season, the fishing show season, and all that good stuff. Um, boy, besides the fact that I wasn't fishing, there wasn't much time for editing either between between my regular job and uh, the shows and all that and the travel. So, but it was a lot of fun. Show season was a blast. Uh, Running around with that brush pile jigs crew is always fun, and just traveling different places and just meeting people, and you kind of get to meet people who follow you and or brush pile, and it's been a blast. And looking forward to more shenanigans on that front this year, but or yeah, next year, next winter. How about that? So, but yeah, so that's what I've been up to. Cat's over here trying to eat something, a bug of some variety. Good for him. All right, as long as it keeps him out of my hair. But so anyway, I'm hoping that you get something out of the install videos and the product videos. Like I say, there's stuff, a lot of stuff that I'm using that I think if you gave it a look, you'd enjoy it too. Mafia rods, live scanner, the uh, the yet unnamed sun shield. I'm going with Fat Man sun shields, and that's just because that's what he came up with originally, and I kind of like the vibe of it, So I can identify, right? So until he comes up with something that's not LPS something or other, but um, we'll uh, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But I like the ring of Fat Man Sun Shield, so um, I kind of dig it. So, uh, but like I say, those are all things that you as somebody who likes fish may or may not may not like to get a look at, and definitely with the mafia rods, brush pile jigs, sun shields, and the live scanner. Live scanner is a whole new deal for me, so still learning it. I think I made all the tweaks that I need to. I just gotta really, just like the live scope, I really got to put time into it. But one thing I experienced at Lake Fork was, we, uh, I'm used to fishing stake beds. I've gotten pretty decent at stake beds, right? Timber, not so much, and Lake Fork was timber, standing timber, and it was actually in a little deeper water than some of the timber I do fish. So I've got a great lake nearby to go practice at for next year, but it's just a matter of I got to get that both the technique, the boat control, and actually being able to kind of scan and not get stuck on trees that aren't productive. And I'll talk a little more about that here in a minute. But um, it is something I've made myself aware of as I've gone, because I'm like, you know, well, and we'll talk more about that. But so anyway, I hope you're getting something out of those product videos and the store videos too. Just put out the one for Blackout Bait and Tackle at Ren Lake, and if you haven't been there, it's a great crappie store. Um, why go why go to Bass Pro when you got something like that in your backyard, right? So um, even if it's a shorter drive than going to Bass Pro, so or Walmart for that matter. Why go to Walmart? we like to support our small businesses, right? So um, that would be a great way to do so because they not only support, you know, not only are they a small business, but they're supporting other small businesses with the tackle that they sell, the gear that they sell. So it's kind of a win-win for small business when you shop a place like that. So anyway, what else? So I just wanted to cover a few things tonight. So one, do some channel updates. David, oh, hang on. David says turn up the volume on the mic. Okay, hang on. Let me work on that, buddy. See if I can get that any hotter. Okay. I've got one other setting on that, but I might blow you out. Hopefully I don't, but here, let me try this. Is that any better? That might be too loud. I don't know. You guys tell me. Man, that's hot. At least in my ear. In my ear, it's hot. But I'll try not to be right up on it. Can you hear that better, David? Say yes or no. I'm sure you can hear it better. It might be distorted, but if it's terrible, I can turn it back down. So just say the word, fellas. I can't individually control the mic volume except for on the mic itself. So, but we'll see how that works. Anyway, I'm going to continue gabbing. Let me just make a note here. Is that better? Hey, SK, how we doing? Okay, there we go. Okay. I didn't want to, because sometimes that, like, what I'm hearing in my ear is, like, way hot, and then if you look at it on the studio thing, it's, like, really hot. It's, like, it's basically capping out, so that's usually not a good thing. But, so anyway, hey, we got SK from SK's Crappie Catching Adventures in the house. How you doing, young man? We were down in your part of the world just a while back. We were down at Lake Fork back in first week of March, and had a blast down there. You never know, you might be seeing more of me down that way here in the next year or so. More to come on that, but good seeing you in here, guys. If you haven't checked him out, you need to go check out SK's Crappie Catching Adventures on YouTube. He's got some great content on there, and he's been following me since I was like a little tyke, when I just started YouTube. So always offers lots of encouragement and advice. So it's good, great guy. But yeah, so what else we got? Let me go back to my notes here. I lost my notes. Hold on. Hold the phone. Easy, you say. So SK says it's easy to catch crappie at Lake Fork. Well, if you know how, I guess. So we caught crappie, but I'm not like I was saying earlier. I'm not a guy who's great at fishing standing timber like that, even with the live scope. And it's more. I think it's more about the idea that I kind of get stuck on the stuff that's not productive. So, in them trees, you get to where you're. The fellow that we went with the first day, we went with Kyron Washington, who's a guide down there. Great fellow, a lot of fun too. But we went out with him, and he does, basically, he's searching water. So he's sitting behind that. He's sitting up there. He's moving the boat, and he's scanning. He's looking back and forth, and he's passing on stuff that I would probably stop at, and that's probably part of my deficit. There is like, ooh, that tree looks good, and there might be a fish there, there might not. I can't tell, right? And so I spend time basically on productive structures, right? Because I'm more used to fishing stake beds and brush, lay down, not necessarily lay downs, but um, Christmas trees, stuff like that. And, so the standing timber is still a challenge for me. And, but like I say, I find myself sitting on something that isn't productive, where a guy like Kyron, he's out there, he's scanning, he's looking back and forth, he's moving the boat, and when he sees something, he stands on that trolling motor, stops it, kind of refocuses on it, drop on it, you catch fish, right? So that's, but he's covering a lot of water, and that's not my forte just yet, because I'm, you know, I got a Terova trolling motor, so it don't turn around as fast as that Garmin does. So I kind of creep up on the stuff versus power troll and searching, and then stop when I see something, right. So, and obviously his eyes are better than mine as far as spotting that stuff too, so. But I'm learning. It's all a process, right? But hello, come on. You gotta get down. Come on, buddy. Go on. Come on. You wanna go inside? I'll let you inside. Are you bored? Come on. 1 minute, guys. Yeah. Come on. Okay, off you go. Off you go. Ugh. My little buddy there is helpful, but he gets in the way sometimes. Anyway, put my earpiece back on so you can hear me. All right. And let's see. So SK says, live scope, don't lie, is either the fish are there and active or they're not. Stay on the move, it's key. Yep. Yep. And I'm not there yet as far as like really moving around a lot, because I'm used to getting on a stake bed and pulling 10, 15, 20 fish off of that stake bed, So so you're the first, and he says you're the first person I've talked to that's fished with Kyron, and he's an awesome dude. I mean, he was just awesome. We had a great time, and Stu can testify to that. We had an awesome time with him, and he like I say, he covers water. He's he's moving right along, and if he don't stop till he sees something that he knows we're going to catch fish off of, so he just got that trained eye, I guess, So, oh, but where was I with my notes? So let me just go back. So I kind of got sidetracked there. So checks notes. Oh, okay. So wanted to just go through some updates on the YouTube channel real quick. Just kind of let you know what's out there. So, we hit 1,000 subscribers a while back. We're still not quite there on the watch hours that we need to get fully monetized through ad revenue. So there are other avenues to get monetization, but that involves memberships, and there's like a membership feature. If you jump on the page or something, there's a little join button thing there. There's like a monthly subscription thing you could set up. I set those up. I don't really expect anybody to to join those, but it's there. Just because hey, maybe I can get a tank full of gas next time, next quarter or something like that. But like I say, anything that I make off of the channel is really just going to go right back into either making content or buying gas for trips or lodging or what have you. So, the ideal scenario is that it's actually helping me support my fishing habit when I retire in like 7 years now. Seems like a long time. But maybe, just maybe, we'll have a little bit of that.
going on.
All right. So beyond that, so like I say, we got those channel membership things. We got the super. It's like a super chat, super thanks thing. If you look down by on the chat box where you type at, there's a little dollar sign next to the emoji thing, and it gives you the option to throw a couple bucks at the creator or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Yeah, and that's something that I haven't taken it as seriously as I could have, SK, for mostly for reasons of as I'm still working full time, so that takes up a lot of my time, and the effort to get to get content out every week sometimes isn't there, so or even multiple times a week in some guys' cases, but it's I'm working on that. So, but I say that stuff's out there. There's monetization options out there. I just got to work more on the content to get to those watch hours and you know get that stuff going. So beyond that, like I say, we have upcoming content from Lake Fork with Kyron Washington, and we kind of talked about his approach with that. And we fished 2 days on our own, and I did learn something while I was down there too. There's something called a bodark tree, and never heard of that before. But it turns out, I guess it's just a Texas reference to what we call an Osage orange tree around this part of the world, right? So, or a hedge apple, whatever you want to call it. So, but it's called a bodark tree. So something we learned down there, and we had a cool place down there. We stayed at it's a little Airbnb. It's called the Half Lady, and it's not really what it sounds like. Basically it's a pole barn, like a metal pole barn thing, and 4 bedrooms in it, lots of space. It was really cool. Oh yeah, exactly, SK, with the editing part. Yeah, that's filming is the easy part. The editing part, especially the way I go about it, because basically I start a day of fishing and I turn on 2 cameras. I've got them powered. I've got them constantly powered where I don't have to change batteries or anything. And I'm on the water 7 hours. I've got 14 hours content. And so it's those cameras are just constantly running. And I probably need to make better efforts to just be selective about it, but at the same time, I don't want to lose anything because there might be a blooper, me falling out of the boat or, getting hit in the head by a flying fish or something, So don't want to lose those moments, right? So that's part of the challenge, if you will. So, and then, like I say, we had a great time with Kyron. Fished a couple days on our own with not so great of results, but we caught some really nice fish, and we so I'll have at least 2 episodes out of that. And Sulphur Springs is kind of a neat little town. Sulphur Springs, Texas, where we stayed at. That's kind of a neat little town square and all that. So had fun up there, going hanging out one evening. So. And what else? And then upcoming, I'm going to have some local stuff from like this week. But from this week, and then next weekend, we're going to be doing a collaboration with Rod from Rod's Fishing Adventures, fellow up here from Fielden, Illinois, back in my wife's neck of the woods where she grew up at, and we're going to get together, do a little fishing on Coffeen Lake on Sunday, and try to collaborate, make some noise, make some content, and then I was going to do an eclipse episode, but it's come to my attention that we had I've kind of burned up my overtime, or not my overtime, my I've kind of burned up my PTO as going to Lake Fork and going to Cincinnati and going to going to all the shows and everything. So I'm gonna have to forego that because we're actually scheduled to go to Truman Lake on the 10th, and the eclipse is on the 8th. So I either have to take a day off of the Truman Lake deal to do the eclipse thing, or just stick with the Truman Lake thing, which that would kind of screw up everybody's schedule if I did that. So there will be no eclipse episode, unfortunately. So unless by some miracle I can talk my boss into giving me an extra day off that I don't deserve. So, but we'll see how that works. And beyond that, so we're going to Truman Lake with the Brush Pile Jigs gang. So that's going to be myself, Donald Merciel, Stu. Both them guys are on here. We're going to have Mr. Lee Sharp and Jennifer Sharp, the big bosses at Brush Pile Jigs, joining us. And then, of course, we've got Darren Wyatt and Carol Tucker, who are locals up there. And then we're going to have some other guys come hang out, Dexter and Tommy and probably Danny. So we're just going to have a big crew of people kind of hanging out and fishing together. So ought to be a great time. And who knows what kind of shenanigans are going to go on there. I did rent an Airbnb that does not have steps. Darren, thank you very much. So there will be no pictures of me falling down the steps like most of our shenanigans, but you never know. He might come up with something. But then, so we're doing Truman Lake, and then plan on doing some stuff at a lot of local stuff, because I got 5 lakes here local to me that I need to get to, 6 if you count DuQuoin. I got some ponds I need to go fish in. So, and then gonna try to do some Wren Lake buckbrush fishing, Kentucky and Reelfoot Lake, perhaps some red ear fishing at Lake Allatoona down in Georgia, and maybe some. And this is not something that I'm going to be doing, but I might just go film it and not get in the water. But maybe, maybe some catfish hogging, TBD. So we'll look into that. But that ought to be fun. But I ain't getting in the water. Trust me. I'll stay up in the boat and film. That's my plan. But that looks like a lot of fun, but not something that I'm going to be digging around down in a hole for a fish. Not today. I like my fingers, So, but and then probably going to try to so last year I lost about basically most of my summer and all of my fall fishing content when I dropped my hard drive and broke it, and it can be recovered, but it was too expensive to be recovered, and it wasn't worth that much to me. Not at the price tag they wanted, nor was that in the budget, So I lost a lot of the content that I would have published last year, but one of those was a catfish episode with my buddy Carl, and we were trolling for a blue cat, and that was a great time. We had a great time with that, but it was gone. It dropped the hard drive, and it did a weird click sound, and it was like, nope, not gonna happen today. It's all gone. So one of the hazards of video editing and cataloging all your footage and everything too is especially if you're not current on it, and you're kind of sitting on it waiting for an opportunity to work on it, and you drop your hard drive and boop, there you go. So that's where we are. That's where we're at with that. So get a little drinky, starting to get a little dry. But yeah, what else we got? So yeah, so there might be other things come up too. Could be a Mark Twain thing. Never know. Big question mark on that. Could be a Horseshoe Lake in Arkansas thing. Who knows? Just never know what's gonna happen. So, but any more questions, comments before I move on to the final lap here? I got a little bit more to go, and then we're gonna wrap it up. But anyway, yeah, I don't want to keep you anything past 9 o'clock, because that's about my bedtime, I think. So so we'll call it done by then. So what else we got? I don't see any questions popping up, so I'm just going to keep on a blabbing here. So I do want to note I've got I'm blessed to have some new equipment to work with this year. So in working at the shows and everything, the fishing shows and the conferences and everything, I've kind of made some new contacts, made some new friends, if you will. And so we're who's that? Oh, never mind. Thought it was somebody else. But so yeah, we made some contacts, met some nice people, made some new friends over the winter. So just kind of wanted to go through those real quick and talk about their products and stuff real quick. And like I say, we'll call it a day. So I did meet the folks at Mafia Rods over the winter, and SKS, what Garmin unit I'm running. I'm running a 93 SP. So that was in the budget for a used purchase. I got it used. It's been 2.5+ years ago, something like that. But almost three years, I think. But it's one of those things that really until just this past year, I hadn't really put a lot of time or effort into learning it, So that's kind of why I'm behind the curve a bit, I think, So, but we're getting there. 32, LBS 32. Yeah, like I say, it was 3 years ago I bought it. 34 wasn't even out at the time. So, but then, so anyway, got to meet folks with Mafia Rods, Craig and Jason Miles, and oh hey, Scotty Coleman. Well, I was just talking about you. Your ears are probably burning. So Scott's the young man who's gonna come down and fish with me on Thursday. We're gonna wipe him out. We're gonna do the number on him. Of course, I was telling him how badly I did on Saturday scouting. Yesterday scouting Scott, so we may not. I may have to send you home with fish out of my freezer versus what we catch on Thursday. So we'll have to see. But yeah, Scott's going to come down and hang out. It's going to be a good time. So we haven't got to fish together in quite a few years actually. So, but yeah, so anyway, we met Craig and Jason Miles. They're full-time guides on Ren Lake, and that's all right. We'll still have a good time either way. But um, yeah, they they last year they kind of started their own line of rods. They used to be big Ozark guys, and Ozark kind of got bought out, and they, I guess the new company didn't didn't really want to do anything with them, so they're like, hey, we're going to start our own thing. So they 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 started their own line of rods, Mafia rods to be exact, and it is it's been good. They make let's see, four. Let's see, the yeah, it will be four. So we have a lineup of they have 7 foot casting rods, 1 piece casting rods, really nice, really nice. And boy, they're selling those like crazy. They have a 10 foot jigging rod, 11 foot. I think they call it a brush cutter, which is it's a little bit heavier jigging rod. And for those who are not in the know, Ren Lake, where they guide at, has a kind of a special season in the spring. It's called buckbrush fishing, and basically, um, the uh, the lake gets high and kind of floods up into this hard, really scrub brush stuff that is like they call it buckbrush because it's, I guess, tough as a buck. I don't I'm not sure why they call it that, but man, it's hard fishing. I mean, this stuff's heavy, but those fish get up in there shallow in that brush, and it's a unique style of fishing for sure. But it's a good time, and but they designed that 11 foot rod specifically for that, and then they have a 13 foot live scope edition, live scope sharpshooter edition, and they do have a new rod that's coming out. It's called, hence it's Mafia rods. They have the 15 foot Godfather rod coming soon, and I've got to handle one of those, and those are really excuse me, really nice. I really enjoyed it. Got to take it down to Lake Fork with me, and we had a good time. And it was nothing to boat flip a 2 pounder with it. I mean, it's good stuff. So it's a 2 piece rod. So most 15 footers you see are 3 piece. This is a 2 piece rod. So not sure about when those are gonna hit the deck, but they're coming soon. Sorry guys, I'm getting a little dry here. So, but yeah, Craig and Jason are awesome, and their wives are even awesomer, if you can believe that. Yeah, they're Christina and Jennifer. They're really cool. So got to hang out with them last weekend. It was a lot of fun. So, and they have a line of baits as well. But what else we got? So Mafia rods. So if you're interested in something like that, you should check out mafiarods.com, and you can get some more information there. They also have a Facebook page, group page. It's called Mafia Rods Friends and Family, and you can see a lot of stuff on there from people who have the rods, who are really enjoying them, and by all reports, everybody loves them. So you should definitely check them out. And the next one we want to talk about is the Live Scanner, and I've been blessed to get my hands on one of their pro model units, and I have a Taroba trolling motor, so they don't have a bracket because of the way the Taroba operates. They don't have a bracket set up for one of those, so I ended up with what we call an over the side mount, much like what I had for my manual pole. I had a Sea Light pole with just a handle on it, right? and similar setup with the live scanner, except for it is a foot switch to basically direct your pole, move your pole back and forth, scan, versus reaching up here. And my challenge was when I'm fishing with when I'm fishing with when I'm fishing with live scope, and I had a manual pole here, and then I don't use a foot pedal for my trolling motor because the Terova one I absolutely just it doesn't do anything for me. It makes me angry. So um, so I'm using a trolling motor remote on one hand, the live scope pole in the other hand, and then what am I supposed to do with my rod, right? So I needed 3 arms to fish. So uh, the live scanner with the foot switch solves that issue for me. So still getting used to it, still getting the feel for how much to bump it or not, just kind of getting used to just as a matter of habit using that foot switch, because I still find myself trying to reach out here, move the pole around, right? So it's a learning curve, but we're getting there with that. So and let's see, but yeah, it's good stuff, and can't wait to put it through. I've only had it. I had it out for 2 days on Lake Fork, and then just a little bit yesterday. So before my trolling motor issues popped up, so I've got basically 2.5 days in it, and actually 2 days because we only fished a half day at Lake Fork the last day because of rain. But it again, just like anything, gonna take a little bit of getting used to, right? So we're working on getting that figured out, and but like I say, it's great stuff. So um, if you're looking at something like that, thelivescanner.com is their website, and their stuff's reasonably priced compared to other systems, so you should definitely check them out. And everything's made in their shop in Hillsboro, Missouri. Another local-ish company that you should definitely check out. Not a big corporate outfit, anything like that. So definitely give them a look. And talked a little bit about this, but I put a new shade because a few guys had asked me about I got a little sunshade on my 93 SV, and a few guys had asked me about it, and it was basically a homemade one buddy of mine had made out of just like aluminum coil stock, and it was very functional. It was getting to the point though where the sides were starting to crack on it, and had some sharp edges on it and stuff. So it was time for something new. And then ran into a fellow at the Collinsville Fishing Show that had these plastic molded sunshades. And I'm like, man, I need one of those in my life. And so we made it happen. And easy peasy, just your regular 2 bolts on the side to put it on, and it's actually got more it's got more hood coverage in front of the, and you can't see me doing that, but it's got like a couple more inches of coverage on the front than what I had, and say molded plastic is real strong, but then it's how do they want to say it? It's reasonably priced, American made in Mount Vernon, Illinois, and another small business, and it's awesome. It's very cool, and like I say, I'm still going with Fat Man Sun Shields, and until he tells me different. But you can find those at Rend Lake, or Blackout Bait and Tackle at Rend Lake. They have them in the store, and they're reasonably priced, and I think you'll enjoy them. And they have them for all of the all of the Garmin models. So your and I failed to spit. So your 93 SP, your 1022, your 1222, your what do you call it, the 8660, and there's one other that I'm forgetting. But yeah, so he's got all those covered. And those fit other models too. So your Humminbird stuff and your Garmin Lowrance stuff, right? So similar size screens. They're they fit pretty much everything. So beyond that, let's see. So, but yeah, you can check those out. And of course, we've been hanging out with Brush Pile Jigs for quite a while now, having a great time with them, and looking forward to more. We always have a great time, and we're gonna do some more stuff, more content with them this year. We're gonna try to get together a podcast. Lee Sharp, we're gonna get together a podcast, right? Okay, so we've got uh, we have the personnel to pull that off. What we need is, and we've got done enough networking that we've got playing guests and stuff like that we can pull in. What we need is the technology, and that's going to fall on me as far as the technology part. And you know what they say about technology in the hands of in the hands of the wrong people, right? So you never know, but we're gonna work on that. We're gonna kick that around while we're at Truman Lake. Try to get some get our thoughts together on it. So or our stuff together on it. So that's the plan with that. And I do have another new group of folks who reached out to me a while back, and they were kind enough to offer me a nice discount for a very, very nice products. Windrider, windrider.com. It's an outdoor apparel company, and they're most famous for their lifetime guaranteed ice float suits, right? So you're probably thinking to yourself, well, Dan, why do you need an ice suit? And the short answer is I don't. But what I do need is like, let's face it, I'm getting older, and don't tell my wife that, but I'm getting older, and I have had occasion in the last couple of years where I've been out of the boat, and I've been out of the boat in relatively cold water, and I had a big set of hunting coveralls on that, just basically are like a sponge, and they soak up the water, right? So, needless to say, it was not a pleasant experience getting myself back in the boat, and I was lucky I had somebody there to help me, but I've kind of made some provisions to add a ladder to the boat, even though it's like a little rope ladder thing, but at least something to help pull myself back up in the boat. But the suit that I got is full flotation. It doesn't replace a proper life vest, but it is full flotation. If you hit the water in it, they say you can float for like 3 hours, right? So if I knock myself out, I got a couple hours for somebody to come drag me out of the water, right? But like I say, I guess at some point in time you start to see your mortality, right? And I figured that was a great opportunity to get myself in one of those, and as a bonus. So basically, I got it's called a Hayward 3-season suit. So it's basically a rain suit and ice fishing suit, and you can also take out your inside lining and is more of a summer, more of a spring, fall suit as well. So it's still warm, but it's not unbearably hot as if you were to keep the lining in them. And it's I I tried it out a little bit this yesterday. Excuse me. Tried it out a little bit yesterday, and it was very, very nice. I really, really like it. So, of course, I had the liners out because even with the liners out of it, it was a little bit warm as the sun came up. But um, I definitely understand the appeal, and they're very, very, very nice product, and they've got a lot of like sunwear stuff like that. So uh, I got a couple of their shirts too, and again, they got the hoodie with the gaither on them, and you can pretty much cover up everything but your eyes, right? And you know, I'm not as young as I used to be, and better half's kind of on me about, you should put some sunscreen on those ears, Dan, so you don't get skin cancer. And I'm like, well, maybe, and the floppy hats, honestly, they just, they don't do anything for me. So I wore that shirt down there in Texas, and very nice. They kept my ears from getting pink, So uh, it works out very nicely. So, um, but and on top of that, so if you were to go check out windrider.com and you find something that strikes your interest, and you want to catch a nice discount on your purchase, you can use the coupon code PFG, and that's in capital letters, PFG, like panfish guy, 10 at checkout, and save 10% on your entire order. Now that's a deal right there, guys. So anyway, like I said, I got to try out the suit yesterday. I love it. So love the sun shirts too. Got a hat. I'm still trying to figure out the strap. I think is to keep it from blowing off when you're going down the lake or something. But still haven't quite figured out the strap. Might strap my glasses on it or something too. Um, but I think that pretty much covers what I got to say for tonight. Anybody else got anything to say? Any questions? I'm all up here in the mic. I hope you guys are hearing me okay. Not blowing you out. But again, just to recap, we talked about the show season, what we got coming up for content. Again, I'm going to go 2 weeks out on new fishing content from Lake Fork. That way, it kind of gives me a little backlog to work with, and but I've got like two more product videos to put out, and then we'll be getting into be getting back into the fishing footage, if you will. So, but that gives me a little time to play with that and get it figured out, and pour through 14 hours of footage, right? So, but we're at the top of the hour. Anybody got anything else before I close this out? Anybody here? Did I put you all to sleep? I know it's past my bedtime. What do you get to say for yourself, kids? Anybody? So, Scotty, have the Blues been playing better? I know they started out the season poorly. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention because I don't get Fox Sports or any of the streaming stuff that carries hockey. So all I see of them is some stuff that pops up on Instagram every now and then. That's just like one play in a game. So anybody? Okay. Well, y'all are tongue-tied, I guess. So I'm gonna call that an evening. But you guys take care, and we're gonna try. Oh, by the by, 4 in a row. All right, good deal. we're gonna try to do this. All right, SK, be good. Check you later, man. But we're gonna try to do this live stream thing about say every other week. Now that's not gonna be totally solid, but say every other Sunday, and if it gets into my fishing time on Sundays, I may move it to a weeknight, like a Monday night or something. But we'll have to play that by ear. But for the moment, I'm going to try to keep it every other Sunday, and we'll kind of go from there and just have a chat. And we'll, like I say, we're going to try to put together that podcast thing. And I've got me a little mini studio here, so if I find me a local guest, I can have them come sit down with me, or we can do it remote, whatever floats their boat. So, and but I think that is gonna be a wrap until next time. I do have another product video launching. That's for the the Sunshield cover. That's coming out on Wednesday. So kind of keep an eye out for that. And that guy, I haven't heard anything of that guy in a while. But beyond that, we will catch you in 2 weeks. And like I say, we'll be having our regular Sunday thing come out next week. Again, it's going to be another product video, but then following week will be fishing video. So until then, guys, we'll see you later. Take care.